Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. And I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That $40-ish and $100 range. Most of these are way less than that. And a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. And I'm going to revisit several fragrances that I did in the past. Because like people will leave comments and like, oh, blah, blah, blah about this fragrance. I'm like, ugh, you watched that thing. It was over like a year ago. So like the quality of those videos is just like not up to par. So like I'm gonna do a 2.0 version on some of these fragrances while at the same time actively giving out brand new content that I have not reviewed. Believe that's my priority, is to keep hunting and finding these gems and giving you guys my opinion and what I think that they smell like, so that you know when you go to Burlington, you see that little thing in the little plastic container, that you know kind of what it smells like. Hopefully I can paint a picture. That's my priority, is continuing to find these new fragrances. But in the meantime, some of my older videos that I think really need revisiting, I'm going to do, and a lot of you guys haven't seen those. So without further ado and enough talking, let's go ahead and talk about one that is one of the cheapest fragrances that you can find at the rack store, while being in the box and the full presentation and actually being some kind of a designer name brand a little bit, is Original Penguin Original Blend. These bottles are real nice and heavy. They feel kind of like a grenade in the hand. Look how thick the glass is there. I like how simple but easy the presentation on these original blends are. I don't know if that's what they're called, original blends. Let me grab one real quick. Well, the blend, I guess, is what it is. There's Iconic Blend, there's Original Blend. So this shape bottle, I like it. I like the presentation on them. The atomizer cap does not click into place anymore. It kind of, like, none of them do, I don't think. Like, so yeah, there's that. But I mean, they're like $10.99. It's rubbery and really light. I like it. It's got like a nice little rubberized texture. Atomizer itself is a little bit less than average, but aside the presentation, what does this thing actually smell like? So when I first smelled this, it kind of reminded me of Burberry Touch in a sense, like a fresher version of Burberry Touch. It doesn't smell just like it, but it shares a lot of the same body, a lot of similarities. That pencil shavings, powder, woody, musky, fresh, spicy thing going on. Burberry Touch is a little bit heavier, a little denser. It's got like some violet leaf and stuff, whereas this is a little zestier. It's got a little bit of a fresh citrusy pop in the beginning, bergamot and some kind of a lime note, a weird, I forget what it's called, but some kind of weird lime. There's lavender, nutmeg, there's like suede and sandalwood and black pepper and fir and amber. But mainly what you get in this is a fresh, spicy, powdery, woody fragrance. If you like Burberry Touch, you will probably like this one. And for $10.99, this is a somewhat classy smelling fragrance. It works good casually and during the day or whatever, but this thing is really versatile. I think it would work from spring, really good in the spring, even the cooler, crisper days in spring, up to fall, where it starts getting a little bit cooler, but isn't like on that full on like fall, let me wear something a little thicker and heavy. I don't think that it would work so good with that, just because it's not a heavy piercing fragrance like that. But as far as maturity level, I think this thing has a good amount of sophistication, maturity, and where it can be dressed up just a little bit. I think that it does. And I think a lot of that, I think the fresh spiciness, the pepper, the musk, the powdery nature of this thing, that fur and the woods, really is what dresses it up just a little bit. The heart of this fragrance, like I said, is a powdery, woody, fresh spiciness. If you don't like powder, you won't like this. If you don't like woody, you won't like this. So there's that. But for like $10.99 or $11.99, it's definitely worth looking at and rolling the dice on. I think, as I said, this is more mature than it is youthful. Performance on this isn't terrible, but it's not all that great. It's maybe slightly less than average, because overall longevity is right at that 5-hour mark on me, but the projection is it sits a little bit closer than your average fragrance. But it's a very, like I said, it's powdery at the same time it's airy. It's got an airy quality to this thing, which I think kind of chills it out and makes it a little bit more intimate, if you will, without just being a skin scent all day. You get a little scent bubble for a few hours, And overall, like I said, it's a 5-hour fragrance. Just it doesn't have a whole lot of projection and sillage, but not quite enough for me to notch it down on my overall rating scale. Overall, I will give this a 6.5 out of 10. This is not going to be for everybody. I'll tell you that. Some people are going to think this thing is terrible, but other of you guys are going to love this thing. I enjoy it a lot. If you know my rating scale, you know that 6.5 is a solid rating. I like wearing it. Little dent in this thing. Decent little dent. I have had my fair share of wearing that. And because it is an enjoyable smelling fragrance to me. Super office friendly, mainly because it's not a very loud attention grabbing fragrance, so it's a good office friendly fragrance. So if you're looking for something that's suitable for this time of year, that will work good in like a meeting or somewhat dressed up for the low, ultra cheap, fresh, spicy, woody, powdery, musky kind of a fragrance, then go ahead and check this one out if you see it. In fact, any of the Penguin line is pretty decent. They're pretty good. Some of them are better than others, but for the most part, they're a pretty safe blind buy. So that's my final thoughts on Original Penguin Original Blend. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.